त्यानंतर वैशंपायन जिथे तिथं होतं. आम्ही बोललो साहेबांना प्रश्न काय भाई जी हमारे लिए तुम कुछ नहीं कर रहे, हमारा हाईकोर्ट बेंच के बारे में इतने एकदम उपस्थित थे कि महाराज ये तुम्हारा वकील लोगों का काम है, तुम क्या कर रहे म्हणजे त्यांनी आम्हाला इतकं नामदार साहेबांचं ऑफिस याच्यामध्ये औरंगपुरामध्ये होतं. तिथं गेलो बैठक लगेच एक संघर्ष समिती काढली. काय औरंगाबाद खंडपीठ स्थापना संघर्ष समिती काढली. छापून घेतलं आणि बोर्ड तयार करून त्यांच्याच ऑफिसवर लावला आणि मग आम्ही कामाला लागलो. त्यावेळी आपल्या साहेबांकडे गाडी होती, साहेबांकडे बाकीच्या आमदार बस त्यांना आम्ही दर 2-4 दिवसाला नांदेड परभणी सगळ्या वकील संघाला भेटी ते सगळे तयारच होते. सगळ्यांनी आमचं युनानिमसली ठराव म्हणजे 5 जिल्ह्याकडून ठराव मिळाला. नंतर आम्ही ठरवलं चला आपण आता मुंबईला जाऊ. मुख्यमंत्री आणि चीफ जस्टिस यांना भेटायचं. 1980 साल होत. सुरुवात आमची 79 ला झाली आणि योगायोगानं मुख्यमंत्री म्हणून अब्दुल साहेब आले आणि लॉ मिनिस्टर म्हणून बाबासाहेब भोसले आमचे अगदी सगळ्यांचे स्नेही सगळ्यांचे मित्र आणि अर्थमंत्री रामराव आदित्य आणि हे सगळे आले तर त्या ठिकाणचे सगळ्यांचे ठिकाण त्यांच्याकडे उतरायचं त्यांच्याकडे झोपायचं त्यांच्याकडे आले हे म्हटलं असा चला हा चांगली वेळ आहे. तर त्यांना बी.एन. देशमुख त्यावेळी शेतकरी कामगार पक्षाचे आमदार होते. काय विधान परिषदेचे एमएलसी. मग त्याच्यामुळे ताबडतोब आम्हाला मुख्यमंत्र्यांकडे त्यांच्याशी बोललो. अधिक साहेब हे सगळे त्यांनी ठरवलं ठीक आहे आपण हे सगळं करतो. खरं म्हणजे आधी म्हणजे बॅरिस्टर अंतुले साहेबांना बीएनचा सपोर्ट कशासाठी ते कोकणात परिवर्तनला त्यांना उभा राहायचं आणि शेका पक्षाचा जोर कोकणामध्ये फार होता. त्यामुळं त्यांना प्लीज करण्याकरता ठीक आहे म्हणायला आपण बिनपुरा सपोर्ट करायचं. अंतुले साहेबांना सांगितलं कि पहले तुम हमारे मैडम को जाते दिल्ली जाते म्हणजे आमच्या सुरेक्षेला मग पुढचं आपण बघू. नंतर आम्ही म्हणजे सगळं असा प्रचार केला करस्पॉन्डन्स केला चौकट. औरंगाबाद मधून आम्ही जवळपास 50 होती. मुंबईला आमचे मराठवाड्याचे 20-22 वकील होते त्यापैकी 8-10 होते आणि इतर मराठवाड्यातले 20-25 असे जवळपास 100 वकील घेऊन आम्ही दिल्लीला गेलो. बॅरिस्टर विठ्ठलराव गांधी यांनी इंदिरा गांधींशी आमची भेट करून आणि तेच आमच्या वतीनं बोलले. त्यांनी सांगितलं की मराठवाडा के लोग बहुत पिछड़ा एरिया है, इनको ऐसा ऐसा कमिटमेंट दिए थे नागपुर का या हाईकोर्ट बेंच के बाद. अरे भाई आपकी डिमांड तो सही है मगर हमारे पास 7-8 ऐसे प्रपोजल्स पेंडिंग. अगर हम एक बेंच निकाला इसके लिए कम से कम 1000 करोड़ रुपए लगते तो कैसा करना. कौन है तुम्हारे चीफ मिनिस्टर. जवळ अरे फिर आपके जाओ तुमसे तो पूछो उनको क्या करना है. हमारे चीफ मिनिस्टर ने कमिटमेंट दिया बोलो. नंतर मुंबईला येऊन रिपोर्टिंग केली. मी थोडं त्यांना जरा हरभऱ्याच्या झाडावर चढवलं बोल. आता थोडं म्हणजे ते क्या मैडम तुम्हारे चीफ मिनिस्टर बोले अरे अंतुल काय कोई आ गया वो बिल्कुल 70 सदस्य की हात नाही पुरा कसं जाऊन केलं असा उदय मॅडम इतकं मत सांगतो 1980च्या जानेवारी आणि फेब्रुवारी 2 महिन्यामध्ये सगळ्या गोष्टी त्यांनी म्हणजे एवढा फायनान्स घेते. देशपांडे साहेब म्हणाले की आम्हाला हे पाहिजे 50 एकर जमीन पाहिजे. त्यावर एक मिनिस्टरचं आपण त्यांनी निर्णय करते की जमीन येणार हायकोर्ट काय मागेल ते रेट द्या पण जमीन येणार 8-10 दिवस ते बसून त्यांनी ते का म्हणजे आम्हाला देशपांडे आम्हाला अशा प्रकारचं हे पाहिजे म्हणजे बिल्डिंग गव्हर्नमेंट आपलं जुनं हायकोर्ट 3 मजली इमारत 25-30 ऑफिस गव्हर्नमेंट ऑफिस 8 दिवसात अंतुले साहेबांना सगळे काढून टाका आणि हायकोर्ट करायचे आणि त्याप्रमाणे एक असिस्टंट सेक्रेटरी लॉ सेक्रेटरी हायकोर्टाचा लॉ सेक्रेटरी हे त्या ठिकाणी नेमले आणि तुम्हाला कसं कसं ते पाहिजे हे 1 महिन्यात आम्हाला फर्निचर हायकोर्टाचं जे चेंबर वगैरे सगळं करून द्या. आणि नंतर पुन्हा असा प्रश्न आला अरे 5 जिल्ह्यासाठी हायकोर्ट कसं काय शक्य आहे कसं असं आहे का अंतुले साहेबांना 508 जिल्हे करून टाकले 1980 मध्ये म्हणजे हे आपलं लातूर जिल्हा जालना जिल्हा आणि हिंगोली 508 केले म्हणजे नागपूर बेंचला 8 जिल्हे इथे तुमचे 8 जिल्हे तरी पण अजून त्यांनी म्हणाले की तुम्ही असं करा तुमचे ऍडजॉइनिंग डिस्ट्रिक्ट कोणते नगर जळगाव धुळे बुलढाणा इथल्या बारच्या असोसिएशनचे ठरावानं मी ते देखील तुम्हाला जिल्हे जोडून देतो पण ते हे निघाल्यानंतर नोटिफिकेशन निघाल्यानंतर अगोदर ठीक आहे मग त्या ठिकाणी आम्ही परत गेलो नगरला सभा घेतली वकील संघाची सगळे तयार खुश होते म्हणजे आम्हाला एवढं मुंबईला जाण्यापेक्षा तिथले ठराविक त्यांच्याकडे आणून दिले. आता राहिला देशपांडे साहेबांचा महत्वाचा होता. देशपांडे साहेबांना म्हणजे ठरवलं नोटिफिकेशन काढायचं. आता नोटिफिकेशन काढायचं त्यांनी थोडा स्टडी केला की राजकोट हायकोर्ट 51(3) प्रमाणे निघालं आपणही करायचं पण त्यांनी सगळे कागदपत्र हायकोर्टाचं काढलं तर त्याच्यात की मुंबई हायकोर्टाच्या सगळ्या जजेसची मीटिंग त्यांनी म्हणजे चेंबर मीटिंग बोलावली होती सगळ्याच्या सह्या घेऊन ते बेंच काढलं त्यामुळं कसलाही विरोध त्या हायकोर्टाच्या बाबतीत झाला नाही. मग ह्यांनी ठरवलं की आपण आता अशी एक मीटिंग घेऊ परंतु ताबडतोब धर्माधिकारी साहेबांनी अहो देशपांडे साहेब तुम्ही ह्या भानगडीत काय कशाला करता मीटिंग वगैरे घेऊ नका आपले जवळपास 7-8 जजेस त्याच्या विरोधात आहेत ते जर मीटिंग घेतली त्यांचं डिसेंट ते नोंदवला ते सगळं अडचणीचं होईल पुन्हा अशी गोष्ट म्हणजे तुमच्या समोर म्हणतील की ठीक आहे काय हरकत नाही बेंच वगैरे परंतु जजेस याच्यामध्ये त्यांनी नावं देखील सांगितली असं आहे का ठीक आहे मग म्हणजे आणि म्हणजे तुम्हाला त्याच्यामध्ये हा जो सेक्शन आहे 51(3) चीफ जस्टिस इन कन्सल्टेशन विथ द गव्हर्नर कॅन फॉर्म द सर्किट बेंच ॲट एनी प्लेस इन द स्टेट ऑफ महाराष्ट्र असं असताना मग ठीक आहे मला मग मी नोटिफिकेशन काढतो. आता मी काही तुम्हाला फक्त हे सगळं इतिहास सांगायला फार म्हणजे वेळ लागणार आहे मला 15 मिनिटाचा वेळ दिलेला आहे तर काही इन्स्टन्सेस मी सांगतो की जे टर्निंग पॉइंट आहे हायकोर्ट निर्माण होण्यासाठी ते म्हणजे घटना घडल्या नसत्या तर आपलं बेंच होऊ शकलं नसतं. आता इथं पहिला प्रथम काय झालं की एका माणसाकडून व्हेरिफिकेशन म्हणजे काही वकील मंडळी आता चौधरीनं बार काउन्सिलचे मेंबर होते बार कौन्सिलचे त्यावेळेला अध्यक्ष आपले डब्ल्यू.एम. सांबळे जे नंतर जस्टिस आहे ते होते. तर बार कौन्सिलनं देखील युनॅनिमस त्यांचा ठराव दिला की हायकोर्ट तुम्ही औरंगाबादला मुंबईचं करायला हरकत नाही. नंतर राहिला आता याचा एक ठराव वेस्टर्न बार असोसिएशन मुंबई त्याचे अध्यक्ष रवींद्र मोरे जे शेतकरी कामगार पक्षाचे संस्थापक शंकरराव मोरे त्यांचे चिरंजीव ते देखील आमदार होते पण काँग्रेस पक्षात होते. पीएनचे अतिशय जवळचे मित्र. त्यांनी मीटिंग कॉल केली. आपले प्रॅक्टिस करणारे इकडचे मराठवाड्याचे 25 तिथं वकील होते परंतु 4 वकिलांना त्याला फार मोठा विरोध केला. ऍडव्होकेट सिनियर ऍडव्होकेट परांजपे दळवी राणे आणि मंडित हे नाही ते फारसीचे मंडित ह्या लोकांनी कडाडून विरोध केला. पण चला वोटिंग हे 4-5 लोक बाजूला त्यामुळे तिथे देखील तो ठराव झाला. मुंबई हायकोर्टाच्या वकील संघाने औरंगाबाद बेंचला म्हणजे अशा सगळ्या गोष्टी काय होत गेल्या आमच्या बाजूनं होत गेल्या. त्यामुळे काही अशा प्रकारचे इन्स्टन्सेस म्हणजे टर्निंग पॉइंट हे आता तेवढेच फक्त मी सांगतो कारण त्या बाकीचा सगळा इतिहास काय सांगणं. आता 25/8/81 रीट पिटिशन तर त्या संदर्भात 18 ऑगस्ट 81 ला सिंगल जज पुढे जस्टिस प्रताप पुढे म्हणजे ओरिजिनल साईडला रीट पिटिशन फाईल झालं. नारायण पुराणे जो इथं औरंगाबादचा माणूस त्याच्या माणूस आता वास्तविक तो पुराणे औरंगाबादला त्याचा काही संबंध नाही तो पुण्याचा पण इथं वेरूळला कैलास हॉटेल तिथं तो मॅनेजर म्हणून एक 10-15 वर्ष राहिला. त्यामुळे त्याला औरंगाबादचं धरून त्याच्या मार्फत रीट पिटिशन मुंबईला दाखल केलं की आम्हाला इथं हायकोर्टचं बेंच नको. इथले जिल्हा कोर्टातले वकील काही कोणी तयार नाही. हायकोर्टाचा प्रॅक्टिस साठी योग्य अशा प्रकारचं रीट पिटिशन तिथं झालं आणि चीफ जस्टिस त्याच्यात पार्टी केलं. त्यामुळं आणि ते त्याची हिअरिंग झाली 19 ऑगस्ट. आम्ही ठरवलं होतं 27 ऑगस्टला उद्घाटन करायचं. इवन देशपांडे साहेबांना चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ इंडिया चंद्रचूड यशवंतराव चंद्रचूड त्यांना फोन करून कळवलं तर ते म्हणाले असं करा मी येतो माझ्या हस्ते उद्घाटन पुढे 27च्या ऐवजी 30 ऑगस्ट तारीख त्यांनी दिली. त्या दिवशी किंवा मी येतो. त्यामुळे त्याच्या पत्रिका आम्ही छापायला झालो पण इथं ह्या त्यांचे काही मित्र आणि त्यांचे काही म्हणजे हे जजेस मित्र त्यांनी त्यांना फोन करून सांगितलं की साहेब पिटिशन झाले तुम्ही या कॉन्ट्रावर्सी मध्ये कशाला पडता कृपा करून तुम्ही येऊ नका. मग त्यांनी कळवलं अहो मला काय जमणार नाही असं. मग ते रीट पिटिशन पहिला काय ऑर्डर झाला एवढे आता कामकाज चाललेलं दिसत होते सगळे. जस्टिस प्रतापचा ऑर्डर लेट द प्रिपरेशन्स टू स्टार्ट bench at Aurangabad be continued. However, the working of the High Court should not be done. म्हणजे तुम्ही काम करा बाकीचे परंतु कामकाज हायकोर्ट इथं चालणार नाही अशा प्रकारचा ऑर्डर देतात. आता आम्ही तो उद्घाटन 27 ला ठेवले. मग त्याचं ताबडतोब अपील करायचं. ऍडव्होकेट जनरल अरविंद बोबडे अतिशय त्या माणसानं मदत केली आहे. त्यानं ताबडतोब डिव्हिजन बेंच पुढे त्याचं ते कळाल्यानंतर आमचं असोसिएशन आमची ही कमिटी संघर्ष समिती तर ते नावंदर साहेब त्या ठिकाणी गेले. यांनी आम्ही वेगळा घोषित केला आणि आम्हाला पार्टी झालोय. सुप्रीम कोर्टामध्ये आम्ही पार्टी आहे म्हणजे ती आमची ती कमिटी 6 लोकांची केली आणि डिव्हिजन बेंच पुढे त्याचं अपील झालं. डिव्हिजन बेंचला जस्टिस पी.व्ही. सावंत आणि जस्टिस सुजाता मनोहर एक दिवस पूर्ण ऐकलं आणि त्यांनी ऑर्डर केलं. म्हणजे ठीक आहे, म्हणजे रूल त्यांनी ऍडमिट केलं आणि इंटेरियम रिलीफ मॉडिफाय केला. तो काय की द वर्किंग of the High Court at Aurangabad be continued, but only the final hearing matters pending at Bombay from Marathwada region with the consent of the parties or the advocates be taken. No new matter be filed at Aurangabad. No admission be done at Aurangabad. अशा प्रकारचं लंगडं म्हणजे दिलं. आता हे बघा की देशपांडे साहेब त्यामुळे तो ऑर्डर आला 25 ऑगस्ट. उद्घाटन आहे 27 ऑगस्ट. 25 ऑगस्टला दुपारी 12-12:30 ऑर्डर वाचला. देशपांडे साहेब अतिशय मानसिक स्थिती त्यांची उद्विग्न झाली. त्यांच्याविषयी पर्सनल अलिगेशन देखील त्या पिटिशन केलेले. त्यामुळं त्यांनी ताबडतोब नेक्स्ट जे सिनियर जज महाजन त्यांना बोलावलं आणि म्हणजे काय करावं ते, म्हणजे खरं म्हणजे ते बेंचच्या विरोधातच. साहब काय कोई इसमें आपको पार्टी क्या है, तो मग काय करा, लेट द मैटर बी फाइनली डिस्पोज हो, और अगर फाइनली अपने बाजू में आता है तो देखेंगे, वो करेंगे, नहीं तो जाने दो. म्हणजे आता फायनलला कधी वर्ष 2 वर्ष किती वेळ होईल काय सांगता. मग शेवटी देशपांडे साहेबांना दुपारी म्हणजे 2च्या डिक्टेट की आता हायकोर्ट सध्या करायची गरज नाहीये. हे पिटिशन फायनल डिस्पोज झाल्यानंतर पुन्हा बघता येईल. आणि ते कोर्ट सिटिंगसाठी निघाले. तितक्यात तिथं हे बोबडे साहेब आले, ऍडव्होकेट जनरल. त्यांना पाहिलं की बरेचसे वकील बाहेर दारात उभे आहेत. त्यांनी खत्री जाताना पाहिलं, काय झालं खत्री मध्ये लगेच ते परत, कारण देशपांडे साहेब म्हणजे कोर्टात बसण्यासाठी निघाले. ते परत तिथे गेले. त्यांना साहेबांना विनंती, सर 1 मिनिट थोडं येतं, तुम्ही काय ऑर्डर केलं, तुला असं जाऊ दे भोगळ. मग म्हणलं तुमचं बेंच गेलं. औरंगाबादला बेंच कधीही पुढच्या जन्मात होत नाही का. अहो हे 4-5 वर्ष मॅटर फायनल हिअरिंगलाच निघणार नाही. तुम्ही 1 वर्ष हार्डली, म्हणजे तुम्ही रिटायर्ड कधी होता 82च्या ऑगस्ट मध्ये, आणि आज 81, 1 वर्ष राहिले तुमच्या ह्याच्यात हयातीचे होतच. मग जसं आहे तसं लंगडं तर लंगडं आपण उद्घाटन करून घेऊ, सुरू तर करून. असं करा, म्हणजे तुम्हाला घाई आहे, उद्या सकाळी रविवार 9:09 आम्ही तुमच्याकडे येतो. तुमचा बंद आपण तिथं ठरवू काय करायचं. ठीक आहे म्हणाले. मग लगेच ते खत्री साहेबांना बोलावलं, त्या स्टेनोला बोलावलं. म्हणजे ते ऑर्डर केलेलं सध्या बंद ठेवा, काय करू नका. आणि ते गेले डिव्हिजन. दुसऱ्या दिवशी रविवारी सकाळी 9 वाजता मराठवाड्यातले 20-22 वकील, 2 हायकोर्ट जजेस उर्दूकर आणि कानडे, ऍडव्होकेट जनरल स्वतः बोबडे साहेब, त्यानंतर सिनियर म्हणजे ऍडव्होकेट म्हणजे बी.एन. देशमुख, एन.पी. चपळगावकर, एस.ए. देशमुख, शेषराव देशमुख, त्यानंतर साकोळकर, अशा प्रकारचे 1600 हे 22 लोक तिथं ठिय्या देऊन बसलेले होते. आणि ते सगळे त्यांना विनंती करतात, काय करा. पण असं आहे माझ्या एकट्याच्या प्रतिष्ठेचं नाही, परंतु चीफ जस्टिस या पोस्टचा याचा म्हणजे देखील हा इन्सल्ट आहे. त्यामुळे ते रिस्क घ्यायला काही तयार होत. शेवटी 12:30 वाजले आणि त्यावेळी आपले लॉ मिनिस्टर बाबासाहेब भोसले आणि लॉ सेक्रेटरी ताते तिथं आले. हा काय झालं विचारलं, काय झालं साहेब? नाही म्हणजे अरे बो कमवलं. अहो मी जर आमचं नोटिफिकेशन आणलं, मी सही करून टाकली स्टेटचं, आणि फक्त तारीख तुम्हाला विचारायला आलं की कोणती तारीख, का तुमच्या हायकोर्टाची तारीख आणि आमच्या तारीख मध्ये फरक नव्हता. ते म्हणजे तुम्ही कसलं नोटिफिकेशन म्हणजे औरंगाबादला बेंच झालं तर त्यासाठी तिथला जीपी शशिकुमार चौधरी हे आम्ही नेमला आहे. त्याचं नोटिफिकेशन आणू शकतो. आणि हे बघा सही देखील आहे. आणि तुम्ही करा सही, मी पेढे आणि 1 किलो पेढे देणार आणि अक्षरशः त्याला त्याचा हात धरून सह्या करा म्हणजे त्या नोटिफिकेशन वर सही. हा या असा टर्निंग म्हणजे कसं म्हणजे न होता म्हणजे तसं होतं झालं असं म्हणतात. त्यानंतर बा नंतर दुसऱ्या दिवशी म्हणजे 26ला ताबडतोब अरेंजमेंट तिथं मिनिस्टर ते हे होते निलंगेकर, त्यांनी 3 गाड्या अरेंज केला. म्हणजे एका वकील मंडळी तुमची बसून पाठवा, एकामध्ये तुमचा हायकोर्टचा काय जो स्टाफ आहे तो त्याच्यात बसवा, आणि एकामध्ये पेंडिंग केसेसचे सगळे गठ्ठे आणि लगेच पाठवून द्या म्हणून, आणि बाकीचे तुम्ही जजेस वगैरे जे आहेत ते लढणं या. आणि आता हे बघा औरंगाबादला रेफरन्स पद्धतीनं म्हणजे 27/8ला दुपारी 2:30 वाजता म्हणजे आपल्या बेंचचं उद्घाटन म्हणण्यापेक्षा रेफरन्स झाला. ऍडव्होकेट जनरलनं फर्स्ट ऍड्रेस केला. नंतर शशिकुमार चौधरी ऍज ए गव्हर्नमेंट लीडर ऍड्रेस. नंतर काशीनाथ नावंकर बारच्या अध्यक्ष म्हणून त्यांनी केला आणि त्याला रिप्लाय देशपांडे साहेबांनी दिला आणि दुपारपासून लगेच कोर्ट बसला. आता हे आमचं हे लंगडं कोर्ट चालू झालं. फक्त फायनल हिअरिंग मॅटर घ्यायचे. आम्ही बसायचं रोज बघत कसं काम चाललंय काय नाही. सप्टेंबरचा पहिला आठवडा त्यामध्ये मी माझं एक लेबर कोर्टाचं अवॉर्ड होतं आमच्या विरोधात केलं, त्याचं रीट पिटिशन BN देशमुख करून तयार करून घेतलं होतं आणि ते घेऊन मी आपलं बसवतो. आणि काय झालं, एके दिवशी एक अपील फायनल हिअरिंगचं ऐकत असताना अपील त्याचं म्हणणं मांडलं. नंतर रेस्पॉन्डंटला म्हणलं हा चला तुम्ही, ते म्हणजे दिस इज अपील टाइम बार बाय 3 years. ओके आणि बसले. म्हणजे डोंट यू हॅव एनी पॉइंट ऑन मेरिट, काय गरज आहे टाइम बार आहे ती इतके ते कानडे साहेब उपस्थित. मिस्टर so and so advocate, this is high court, our hands are very long under article 226, our hands can reach to the sky under article 226, we can condone 100 years of delay under article 226. don't have on merit. आणि लगेच मी तिथं होतो, उठलो एकदम मध्ये उठलो. काय स्फूर्ती आली, सर माझ्या पक्षकारावरती फार अन्याय झाला. माहितीये का तुम्हाला, मेन्शन करायचं कोर्ट बसलं त्यावेळेला किंवा कोर्ट उठत त्यावेळेला, मध्ये असं काही तमाशाच्या क्षणात बसली का तुम्ही? सॉरी. नंतर कोर्ट उठताना मी मेन्शन केलं माझं. त्यांनी म्हणाले फाईल पिटिशन. तुमचं ऑफिस घेत नाही ते म्हणतात आम्हाला अधिकार नाही. हो साहेब, मग ओके म्हणजे आमच्या जवळ देऊन टाका. 2 कॉपी माझं रेडी होतं त्यांना दिल्या. 1 कॉपी सरकारी वकिलाला सर्व करा दिली. आणि उद्या सकाळी 10:30 वाजता आपली हिअरिंग घेऊ. मग दुसऱ्या दिवशी आम्ही हिअरिंग त्यांनी लगेच नोटीस रिटर्नेबल विदिन 2 वीक्स इंटेरिम मागितलं का? येस. इंटेरिम डिलीट ऑर्डर केला आणि लगेच ते रजिस्टरला बोलून घ्यावं. त्यांना म्हणलं हे बा तुम्ही एक सेपरेट रजिस्टर करा, त्याच्यामध्ये औरंगाबाद जिल्ह्याचे मॅटर 1A, बीड जिल्ह्याचे 1B, परभणी जिल्ह्याचे 1B अशा पद्धतीने हे करा आणि माझ्या आमच्या कोर्टापुढे पाठवत. ठीक आहे, त्याला काय ओके. आता त्यावेळी तो पौराणिक रोज कोर्टात येऊन बसायचा, कोर्ट वर्किंग बघायचा. तर त्यांनी लगेच ती माहिती बॉम्बेला त्याच्या वकिलाकडे कळवली. अहो हे औरंगाबादचं कोर्ट फायनल हिअरिंग नाही, आता ऍडमिशन हे सगळं घ्यायला लागलं. या अफिडेव्हिट करा. अफिडेव्हिट केलं, कंटेम्प्ट पिटिशन ड्राफ्ट केला. 2 म्हणजे चीफ जस्टिस, 2 जजेस ऑफ दिस डिव्हिजन बेंच, सरकारी वकील आणि मी आम्हाला पार्टी करून कंटेम्प्ट फाईल करण्याचं बरेचसे सिनियर वकील, काही जजेस एकदम त्यांनी मध्यस्थी केली की बाबा कंटेम्प्ट करू नका, आपल्या उच्च परंपरा हायकोर्टाच्या आहे. हे जर झालं तर सगळीकडे आपलं त्यांनी ऐकलं. फक्त याच्यात काय करताय, फायनल हिअरिंगला मॅटर फिक्स करून घेऊ आपण. आणि ते आणि कानडेने चीफ देशपांडेंनी कानडेला फोन केला. अहो काय सांगतोय तुम्ही, काय ऍडमिशन घ्यायला आय एम हायकोर्ट, हे बोर्ड घेतली हायकोर्ट, बॉम्बे हायकोर्टात सगळ्या महाराष्ट्रासाठी मी हायकोर्ट. ते म्हणजे असं करा, ठीक आहे तुम्हाला घ्यायचं एक गोष्ट करा, रजिस्टरला सांगा आठवड्याची सगळे मॅटर्स कलेक्ट करा, शनिवारी माझ्याकडे पाठवा, मी त्याच्यावर ट्रान्सफर ऑर्डर करतो, ट्रान्सफर टू औरंगाबाद. आणि मग नंतर तुम्ही घ्या, प्रमाण करून करा, आपल्यावर कंटेम्प्ट व्हायला लागला. बस आता मी आवडतं घेतो आहे बऱ्याच. आजच्या मॅनेजिंग कमिटी जे आहे त्यांना मला एक विनंती करायची, बुलढाणा जिल्हा यायला तयार का? केवळ बोबडे साहेब त्यावेळेला नागपूरचे लोक वकील मंडळी त्याला विरोध करतील आणि त्यामुळं उगाच तुझा ह्याचा मिठाचा खडा नको, ती बाजूला राहू द्या, नंतर बघू. तुम्ही फक्त काय करा, तिथं वकील संघाचा ठराव घ्या आणि आपलं ट्रिपल इंजिनच्या सरकार आणि चीफ जस्टिस काय आहे ते होऊन जाईल. आणि मला एक शेवटची विनंती करा की 2025 मध्ये तुम्ही सगळ्यांना माझ्या बरोबर कापड्या साहेब, आम्ही अजून काही मरत नाही, आणि चौधरी हे 3 आहेत, आपण दिल्लीला जायचंय. कशाला? सुप्रीम कोर्टाचं बेंच औरंगाबादला center point of India. If you will measure from Kashmir to Aurangabad and Kanyakumari to Aurangabad, no inch difference here. And that is why Muhammad Tughlaq has brought capital from Delhi to Aurangabad. South India, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, then Telangana, Maharashtra, Goa, and even Gujarat. all these platforms, the jurisdiction of Aurangabat. त्यामुळं आपल्याला 25ला जायचं. आपले गवई साहेब चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ इंडिया आणि सेंट्रल गव्हर्नमेंट इंडियाचं हो अथवा एनडीएचं हो आपल्याला
Thank you so much. I will take it. In fact, because of him, we like have felt like traveling in the history, which he has expressed in his mother tongue. Maharaj, the beauty of this today's function, Maharaj, I have to share one personal experience. When we, with our committee, along with President and Secretary, went to meet Kapadia sir at his home to invite for this function. We had word with him, and after having word with him, I felt like I met my grandfather, who is no more. So gentleman, so down to the earth, and like a family member. I felt like meeting my grandfather after 3 decades. Moving on. Now I would like to call Advocate R.N. Dode, sir, Senior Counsel, to address this function.
Honorable Justice Shri Nitin Damdar, the guest of honor of today's function and senior most judge of our High Court. Honorable Justice Shri R.V. Dhuge, the senior and administrative member of our bench. Shri N.S. Yadav, the president of our Bar Association. Shri Ingre, secretary of our Bar Association. Shri Ghosle and Srimati Kazi, vice president of our Bar Association, and the members of the committee, and the founder members of this page and my friends. You have just now heard the long history of our page, so I did not repeat it as you have briefed already. But this has been culminated by the Supreme Court in a judgment reported in 1982 of 82 page 1119. And as the earlier speaker already informed you about 51.3, the Apex Court has said that, I quote, you have been already, our bench, the Apex Court has said, the opinion of the Chief Justice to appoint a seat of a High Court of a new state is a place other than the principal seat under subsection 3 of section 51 must therefore normally prevail. It is more convenient to transfer of a judicial business. B. It says that there is no territorial bifurcation of a Bombay High Court. And C. It said the Chief Justice has cleared best of the intention within the scope of his power. So this all struggle with my earlier speaker has said has been endorsed by the Apex Court, and that is how the dust has been settled and our bench became permanent in 1982. Friends, as it has been already told to you how much water has been flowed. But with this period of history, there are many areas where we have to introspect ourselves, and more particularly the members of the bar. When I came here in 1988, there were hardly 300 members. Now the bar is of 3,000. But friends, we have many areas where we have to learn more, and those areas we have to grab the lunch. I will also have some word with the president, and it has been always found that while we are in the court, we are ourselves out of discipline in many ways. And this is not a place where I will speak it, but I think that the president of the bar will take note of it, and we have to proceed in that direction. My earlier speakers have already taken much time, so I will not detain you. The Honorable Chief Justice and other speaker will speak. I am thankful to the committee for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to call as a junior in my wards, second parent who always stand by us, guide us, lead us, and motivate us. Honorable President of today's function, Honorable Justice Ravindra V. Bhogale, senior most and administrative leader of this bench.
Very, very warm greetings to one and all on this fantastic day of the foundation of the Aurangabad bench. My Lord the Chief Justice of the Bombay High Court, Justice Devendra Kumar Upadhyay ji, Justice Nitin Jamdar, Senior Most Administrative Judge of the Bombay High Court, President of the Bar Association, Shri N.L. Zadhav, who succeeded N.L. Chaudhary. Vice Presidents, going by protocol, Srimati S.T. Ghazi, Mr. Ramdas Bhosle, Secretary of the Bar Association, Shri Radhakrishna Ingoli Patil, which is important. Senior most members of this bar who have been felicitated by the gracious hands of the Honorable the Chief Justice of the Bombay High Court. This is indeed a great occasion. On this occasion, I would fail in my duties if I don't recollect the contribution to this bench, the growth of this bench, right from the baby steps up to becoming middle-aged today. The Chief Justice of the Bombay High Court, Shri V.S. Deshpande, Justice M.P. Kanade, Justice D.B. Deshpande, Justice B.N. Deshmukh, who is the son of the soil and who actually shaped this bench, Justice S.B. Mase, Justice V.D. Kamath, the late Justice Vijay Bhai Gangapurwala, late Senior Advocate Shri P.R. Deshmukh, late Senior Advocate Shri K.G. Navandar, late Senior Advocate Shri P.M. Shah, former President of the Bar Association, late Advocate P.G. Deshmukh, late Advocate Nana Sahib Shinde, the late Advocate Sudhakar Rao Deshmukh, senior advocates who guide us even today, the bench as well as the bar, because we are all students of law. Shri R.N. Dhole Patil, Shri P.V. Mandlik, Shri V.D. Hole, who couldn't make it today, Shri R.S. Deshmukh, Shri S.P. Deshpande, four-time representative of the Bar Council of Maharashtra and Goa from the Marathwada region and former chairman of the Bar Council of Maharashtra, Shri Vasantrao Sarangi, who is very popularly referred to as Bapu. All my sister and brother colleagues of the Bombay High Court, senior, middle-aged, young members of the Bar Association, the learned Principal District Judge of Aurangabad, Srimati Viva Mugre, ladies and gentlemen, Chief, there is a reason for us to be nostalgic and go down the memory lane on this wonderful day, because I believe that what we are today is because of this bench. Had this bench not been here, many people would not have gotten a chance to come here, including myself. Probably I would have practiced in the district court at Kolhapur. And it would be circumspect as to what could be my future then. Chief, I entered this bar when this bench was just 9 years old. Today this bench is 42 years old. It has been a long journey. A long journey for the bench, a long journey for the bar, and it is a long journey for me as well. What I am today is because of this bench. Whatever I could contribute, I have tried to do it to the best of my ability. When I was a lawyer, and being the son of teachers, I told myself, if I am to work as a lawyer in this bench, I will work in such a fashion that not only me would be proud of myself, but all those who know me, all those who associate themselves with me, would feel happy that somebody and everybody is working very hard. I remember the day when Justice B.N. Deshmukh had scolded me in court. There was a little slip of a word here and there in the pleadings. And his lordship said, so since he knew my father, he said, you are a son of a professor, and this is not the way you will draft your petition. If I see this mistake any time hereinafter, I will dismiss the petition by imposing cost on the lawyer himself for having been negligent. Then we came across Justice V.V. Kamath, who later on was appointed as the judge of the Kerala High Court. His lordship was known to be a very, very strict man. And I remember once he had scolded Justice Sanjay Gangapurwala. And he said, second generation lawyer, what is the latest law on this point? So, my dear friend and member of our bar, Justice Sanjay Gangapurwala said, I am sorry, my lord, I am not aware of this judgment. All right, then tell us which is the second judgment on this point. His lordship murmured to himself, saying, when I don't know the first one, from where can I take the second? I was very happy when Brother Justice Gangapurwala was scolded. Because it was just a week there before that Justice B.N. Deshmukh in the old building had scolded me. So I thought this is poetic justice. Then came the turn of another dear friend of ours and a member of this bar, Justice Sunil Deshmukh. Out of the two buttons of his black coat, one button was missing. And from an elevated position, obviously, Justice V.V. Kamath saw his one button tucked, other one was missing. So he said, well, second generation lawyer. Yes, sir. Your father is Prabhakar Rao Deshmukh. Yes, sir. First stitch a button on your coat and then come to this. And then I would not take the name of the learned advocate who is a very senior practicing advocate as our bench and who is present in the court hall today. Therefore, I am not taking his name. When Justice M.P. Kannade said to him, what are you chewing? So he immediately moved his tongue and tried to put something into one corner of his cheek. But then that senior friend of ours did not notice that his one cheek started bulging out. Justice Kannade knew what was inside his mouth and he said, go out, wash your mouth. Come to the court to address the court, not chew something. Now, these are the days that we had seen. And you can imagine the plight of a lawyer like me, whose first day in the court was when we had a battery of tiger judges, in the real sense of it. One slip here and there, and we had it. And as one speaker very rightly said, it was Justice M.P. Kannade who started with training us. It was Justice D.B. Deshpande, and that was followed by a series of judges who came from Bombay. And Justice B.N. Deshmukh, who is the son of the soil, born and brought up from this place, represented this place in the Legislative Assembly, became probably the first judge who led the people on the political front, social front, economic front, and the legal front as well. The late Justice B.M. Deshmukh was merciless when it came to discipline. And what he believed was, if discipline is maintained, the bar will rise. If you start resolving to be adopting chalta hai attitude, the bar will not prosper. And I must say at this moment that I remember the first lecture that was given here by Senior Advocate Ramesh Dhurde was, as he said, try to say it today as well, that we will be known by the discipline that we keep. We will be known by the pleadings that we put forth. We will be known by the way we address the court. We will be known by the manners and etiquettes in court. We will be known by the way we treat our own judges. And this is all about progress and building up a bench. His Lordship Justice Chandrachud had the occasion of delivering a lecture about 5 or 6 years ago when he had visited Aurangabad, and coincidentally we had a function here. And his Lordship said, as you look at the future, as you think of the future, as you try to tell yourself that the future should be bright, more shiny than what it is today, introspect. Look at what was done by people here who preceded you as generations of lawyers here. Look at their sacrifices. Look at their contributions. Try to emulate them. Tell yourself, I must be like Justice B.M. Deshmukh. I should be like Justice M.P. Kanade. This is what, in a little sense, I would like to say to you all. We are today led by a dynamic Chief Justice of the Bombay High Court, who is young, energetic, who has led the Allahabad High Court as the administrative judge of the Lucknow bench. Phenomenal experience of law, phenomenal experience in practice, and phenomenal experience in dealing with the bench. And we are really very fortunate. His Lordship Justice Dipankar Datta led us for almost 2.5 years. And Justice Upadhyay now succeeds him. Both are born in the same year. Both are young and energetic. And what else can we dream of when we think of this bench, that we are led by a very young and energetic Chief Justice. On this occasion, I would also think of those pious souls who were our designated senior advocates and who are not with us today. Justice Advocate P.M. Shah, Advocate Prabhakar Rao Deshmukh. Justice Advocate Prabhakar Rao Deshmukh was probably the first designated senior advocate from Aurangabad, followed by a freedom fighter, a person who struggled for this bench, Senior Advocate K.G. Navandar. We lost them in quick succession, but they have put an indelible mark on this bench. They have told us what hard work does for this bench, where hard work would take us. We are all very eager to hear the Chief Justice of this bench, and therefore I would not stand in your way and his speech. Pardon me for a little slip that I had today, because somehow I am having a premonition that probably this could be my last foundation day as in the chair of the administrative judge. I would be fortunate if I get some more time, but then one has to follow destiny. We can't beat time. It's a natural progression. Someday we are here, someday we'll be somewhere else. So please pardon me for a little slip on my part in becoming emotional. And actually the cause was when there are two senior advocates sitting here like Mr. Kapadia and Mr. Sashikumar Chaudhary and Mr. Ankush Bhalekar, who knew my father and were associated with my father. That probably has moved me a little today, and you can pardon me for that. Heartiest congratulations on reaching this milestone of the 43rd Foundation Day of the Aurangabad bench. Many, many more are to come. I wish all of you great success. May God bless the bench. May God bless the Aurangabad bar. May God bless all of us. Thank you.
thank you so much, Honorable Ravindra Bhuge, Honorable Justice Ravindra Bhuge, our senior most and administrative judge. It was very heart-touching speech we heard. My lord, in fact, even like our Lordship Bhuge, I am also first generation lawyer. No, in entire family, nobody is lawyer. I belong from an agriculturist family. So it is proud moment to, as a assistant government leader and to anchor for this auspicious function, my lords. Now I'd like to call Honorable Justice Nitin Zamdar sir, senior most administrative judge of Bombay High Court, to address this function. He has agreed for to have some word. Initially, we have my lords, please.
Honorable Chief Justice, Justice Bhuge, all the senior members of the bar, friends. There are two reasons I have decided not to speak. There are two reasons why I decided to speak. First is that I have spent more time as an advocate than a judge. I would visualize a group matter where several advocates are going to address on the same point. You decide in the beginning you are not going to address the court. But as you see other advocates arguing, the advocate in you gets, and he also wants to argue. That is one reason. The second reason is, I was born in Sholapur. Sholapur is closer to Aurangabad than Mumbai. So, the third reason, in fact, is I want to share one message. So that's the reason which I wanted to speak. As regards the history of the benches, it is now 42 years. Most of the lawyers would have taken sanad after it was constituted. Most of them would be born after the bench. I belong to the first class. My sanad was after the bench was constituted. But I was not stranger to this history. That is because Chief Justice V.S. Deshpande was a good friend of my father. And even after retirement, we stayed in the same building. And he would have this long discussions about the history. He had written a book also. When I read it when I was a lawyer, Aurangabad Khandapita Ityas, that's the book he has written. So I knew everything about the history of the bench. But apart from the history, I want to talk about the future. There was a reference made, very interesting reference about how Aurangabad is a central and we should have the bench of Supreme Court here. In that context, I want to say, we have cases where there are overlaps of jurisdiction. Sometimes cases are filed, petitions are filed at Aurangabad bench, Nagpur bench, sometimes at the principal seat. Government often moves for clubbing all these matters together. Then if the matters are transferred physically to, let's say, principal seat or at the bench, then the advocates have to travel, the litigants have to travel. So with the introduction of hybrid system, an experiment was tried 2 months back, that when the group matters were transferred from Aurangabad to principal seat, we had set up a dedicated courtroom here at Aurangabad. This courtroom, instead of at the below the dais, had a screen, and we had a camera facing the bench at Mumbai. And the advocates in full attire, they even had a court officer sitting in the court, addressed the camera. We had a screen at Mumbai. Similar experiment was being tried for matters being transferred from Nagpur. So the advocates, first day they came to Mumbai with the transferred matters, they saw the hybrid setup and went back to Aurangabad. They said they would prefer to argue from Aurangabad. So it went on extremely smoothly. The advocates from Aurangabad addressed, they could hear the respondents. The respondent, when they wanted to interrupt, they could leave and interrupt. So that is the future. Perhaps what was referred to as the bench of Supreme Court, now we have e-filing. From anywhere you can e-file a matter. From anywhere you can address the Supreme Court. Now that dream is already being realized. We no longer need to stand on territorial aspects of the matter. regional aspects of the matter. With e-filing and hybrid system, you can file from anywhere, you can address from anywhere. And that's perhaps the initiative that has been spearheaded by the current CJI. So to make that happen, we need the advocates' cooperation for starting e-filing. If you initiate more e-filing, you can have a digitized judiciary. You can have hybrid system. You can have any address, advocate can address. Why only one advocate from one bench addressing another? Why not advocate from district addressing the Supreme Court directly? Why not advocate from district addressing the High Court directly? This dream is possible, and this dream is the future which I want you to project before you. And I call upon all the advocates to cooperate in the initiatives taken by the judiciary for digitization and for e-filing. That's the short message I wanted to pass on. Thank you very much, and again, congratulations.
Thank you so much, Honorable Justice Nitin Ramdas and Senior Most Judge of Bombay High Court for addressing us. Now I would like to invite the chief guest of this program, Honorable Chief Justice, Honorable Devendra Kumar Upadhyay sir, to address and guide us to this conference.
Honorable Justice Nitin Jamdar, Senior Administrative Judge, Bombay High Court at Bombay. Honorable Justice Guge, Senior Most Judge at Aurangabad. My esteemed colleagues, Advocate Narsingh L. Jadhav, President of Bar Association here, Shri Ramdas Bhosle, Vice President, Srimati Sabahat Qazi, the other Vice President, Mr. Radhakrishnan Ingole, the Secretary of the Bar Association, other office bearers of the Bar Association, learned designated senior members of the Bar, the founder members of the Bar, members of other Bar Associations, ladies and gentlemen, and of course the members of the registry. I was to say good morning, but it's namaskar to all and a very good afternoon. First of all, I must thank you all for recording such a grand welcome to me on my first visit to Aurangabad. I felt as if Aurangabad is a home away from home for me. In my first meeting with their office bearers, when they came to Bombay to invite me to be part of this function, they had initially planned it to celebrate on 28th, that is tomorrow. So considering the significance of the moment, I persuaded the president of the Bar Association to have it on 27th itself. He was a bit hesitant because today being Sunday, he perhaps apprehended that the lawyers may not come in large number. I said, no, this can't happen. This is such an important day for Aurangabad, the entire region, for the Bar Association and everyone associated with this bench, that everyone will come on Sunday. And please do not dilute the importance of the occasion to postpone it for a day. Please have it on 27th itself. So he readily agreed, and that is how we are here celebrating this day. So big greeting, big cheers, and big congratulations to all present here on this momentous occasion. Now, when the senior advocate, and who has been one of the pioneers of the moment, was addressing this gathering, Mr. Shelke, though he was speaking in Marathi, but I could at least gather this much, that this bench, formation of this bench, this occasion, is a result of a great struggle. Great struggle by all concerned with this region, especially the lawyers. And therefore, let us not forget that whatever we have achieved whatever this region has achieved after such a long and great struggle, that should not be forgotten, first of all. And secondly, in the history of societies, in the history of nations, in the history of communities, that of regions, there are occasions which redefine the course of history. The 27th August 1981 was one such moment when we not only got the people of Marathwada region not only got a bench of the High Court just for facilitating the justice seekers, but also, in my understanding and view, to reassert the constitutional values, the constitution, and the rule of law as well. This struggle should not be seen or viewed only as something to take the justice nearer to the litigant. It should also be seen as having asserted ourselves, this region having asserted itself to stick to constitutionalism, the constitutional values, and to establish rule of law. That is one message I wanted to give to all present here. Now, let's see what is rule of law. Rule of law is something opposed to rule of will or whims. That should be understood. Senior advocate also talked about the scope of Article 226, though in a lighter vein. So I must also share one thing about the scope of Article 226. Now it is said like this: the House of Lords in England, they can do anything, but they cannot change a man into a woman. Here in our country under 226, the High Court can do even that. But mind you, this discretion, this extraordinary discretion, it is to the extent of a prerogative vested in an individual or a court. So this discretion, this prerogative has to be exercised very, very consciously. Within the four corners of law, we are here to administer justice, as I said, not according to my will or my whim. It is again according to law. So change of a man into a woman has also to be within the four corners. So that is the restriction. It's not a restriction, it is rather a self-imposed restriction which the courts do exercise while exercising their powers and jurisdiction under Article 226. And this gives me an opportunity to request the senior members of the bar to sort of mentoring the junior members, the younger members. Unless and until this mentoring is in place, no bench, because bench does not consist of the judges alone. The person sitting on the other side of the bench, the person sitting on this side of the bench, they form the same unit. And the very basic function of this bench as a unit is dispensation of justice. In very easier words, to simplify, what is dispensation of justice? Dispensation of justice, to my understanding, would mean giving everyone his due. So that is your endeavor as a lawyer. That is our endeavor also as a bench. So this goal should be taken ahead by both the bench and the bar. This would be my request, and this will require some kind of mentoring of the younger generation of lawyers. Some aspects have been mentioned by the president of your bar. I must assure him that in consultation with my senior judges here, I will look into all the matters and then try to see to it that no member of the bar remains unsatisfied. So far as allegations are concerned, I am told only 2 months ago, perhaps two elevations from this bar have been made to the High Court. So this is a matter of pleasure and satisfaction also to all of us sitting here. We'll see what else can be done. About the litigant shed and the place for lawyers, I am told by Justice Bouvet that in the new building, two big halls are dedicated, one for the lawyers and the other for the litigants. So, in consultation with each other, if we keep on working together, I don't think there is going to be any difficulty in functioning of the bench as a whole. Something about the younger members of the bar. You know, in the profession of a lawyer, what is the most important? It is said, learning by doing is the method. You learn so many things in the professional as a professional lawyer by merely shrugging your shoulders with your fellow colleagues in the corridors of the court. So this engagement with the profession, engagement with your work, the seriousness, the dedication, the continuity to be engaged with your work, that is one of the most important aspects to my mind, which comes and should be learned by the younger members of the bar. You know, the shape of our profession is a pyramid. You know what is a pyramid? At the bottom, the girth is too long. But as you go up, on the top there is only one point. So many a times, being juniors in the bar, you may feel a bit rejected. But then, if you keep on pursuing your career, if you keep on insisting that no, you have to remain engaged with the profession, and you have to learn and learn and learn, then one day it will come then when you will be on the top of the pyramid. So that must be understood by the younger members of the bar. As a lawyer, you remain a student throughout. Every day is a day of learning. Every day you have to take an examination the other day before the court. So your labor with the brief, your persistence, and of course your capacity to deal with the disappointments and your patience are some of the attributes which the younger lord in the bar has to learn, and only then he can also achieve whatever the seniors in the bench have, in the bar have achieved. Once you look up to a senior doing so well, you must learn as to what went on in his past as well. How much labor has he done? How many nights he has not slept in preparation of a brief so that he is able to conduct the matter the next morning before the court to the satisfaction of the bench and also to the satisfaction of the client. As a lawyer, your task, just see what is our task. What do you do exactly? Somebody's pain, somebody's dejections in the life, you carry it on your shoulders to be driven to the court in the hope of justice, in the hope of seeking justice. So you have a very, very important, very, very significant role to play in the society. And any society will never be quiet and peaceful unless the members in the society or factions in the society have the sense of justice. Now, seeking justice is one of the most important and significant pursuits. Any society, right from when the civilization started, that is one of the most sought after pursuits. That is one of the most, what should I say, a pursuit which matters to a society the most. So this pursuit of justice is driven forward it is achieved by the bar and the bench if they work in tandem with each other. So that will be my request to all of the seniors sitting here to be a mentor of at least one senior should be a mentor of at least, if not more than at least 5 of the junior members of the bar. In consultation with my brothers and sister judges here, I had requested Justice Bhuge to organize some kind of a program, maybe once a fortnight or even once a month, where the members of the bar, especially the junior members of the bar, can have some kind of interaction with our judges. These programs will be organized in such a way that not only a kind of lecture or an address on a particular legal issue, but also the interaction in the sense that the judges would interact with the members of the bar for their own selves. I have requested Justice Bhuge to style this program as Know Thy Judge. So that way, the junior members of the bar would at least come to know as to what does the judge expect from him or her, how to formulate their arguments in the court, how to answer a particular query coming from the court. So this program, I hope, will be organized by the my brother and sister judges here. That will, to my understanding, take this bar and the bench both a long way. I would lastly address all sitting here about the ever rising dockets. Of course, speedy justice is one of the goals which any judicial system should always strive for with its fullest might. But explosion of dockets, to my understanding, should not be cause of that much work. It is a sign of the system being more credible, more robust, and therefore people in pursuit of justice are knocking to the doors of the courts. But of course, every effort should be made so that the justice seeker coming to the court, knocking our doors, gets justice as early as possible. As pointed out by our president himself, it is not only the efforts of the bench which is going to achieve this result. What we find, I have yet to acquaint myself exactly with the bar here. What we generally find is that for no reason, many times adjournments are sought just for the sake of it. So if you are ready to argue your case with all preparedness, of course within the contours of the law, not outside, insistence should be that matter will be decided in accordance with law within the contours of it. What generally results in some kind of annoyance from the bench is the insistence of the lawyers for deciding a matter outside the contours. So that would be my request to all the members here. They can be one of the greatest forces to ensure reduction of not only arrears but also to ensure speedy justice to all present here. Again, while concluding, I would only say that this day should not be cherished by the members of the bar, by the entire society, only as a triumph of having a bench of the High Court here at Aurangabad. It should be cherished also for, strengthening our faith and trust in the constitutional values, in the values relating to governance by rule of law. So this should always be borne in mind by all sitting here with these words. I once again congratulate all sitting here, the entire populace of Marathwada region on this auspicious and one of the days which redefined the course of history of this people. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, my lord, for listening to today's function. My lord, in fact, we were really puzzled when we visited Mumbai, and when my lord have stated that we should conduct the ceremony on the Sunday itself. But after having heard, we didn't wait for another moment, but we said yes, we will celebrate on the 27th itself, whether it may be Sunday or not. And by seeing the crowd at so much at length, we felt that it was true. My lord have really stated that we should, Foundation Day is like a birthday, we should celebrate on the same day. So thank you so much, my lord, the Chief Justice, Honorable Chief Justice of the Bombay High Court, Devendra Kumar Upadhyay sir, for coming all together from Bombay and giving us this thoughtful views. Now I call Secretary of our bar, Radhakrishna Igore Patil, to address us vote of thanks.
Thank you, Prashant. The best and beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt by heart. Thank you is one such prayer among them. It is my great privilege to propose vote of thanks on this auspicious occasion. I, Radhakrishna Keshava Ingole Patil, Secretary, Advocates Association of Bombay High Court, based at Aurangabad, on behalf of myself and Advocates Association, extend thanks from bottom of my heart to the Honorable Chief Justice of Bombay High Court, Shri Devendra Kumar Upadhyay sir, for accepting our invitation as Chief Guest of today's function and attending the session. I also thank Honorable Chief Justice Nitin Ramdas sir, Senior Most Administrative Judge of the Bombay High Court, for gracing today's function. It is an honor to thank Honorable Chief Justice Ravindra Viguge sir, Senior Most Administrative Judge of the Bombay High Court, bench at Aurangabad, who is always cheerful, positive, and a guiding torch for each and every activity, including the present function. I also wish to express my gratitude of the Honorable Lordship who has graced today's function. I also extend my sincere thanks to all the other honorable judicial members who join us for today's function. I thank to the Registrar General R.N. Joshi sir, Mr. S.B. Bhansari, in charge Registrar Protocol, Mr. Vimala Shivari sir, Registrar Administration, P.B. Bhuve sir, Registrar Judicial, Mr. Losarwa sir, Personal Secretary to the Honorable Chief Justice sir. For remarkable, I thank to Mr. D.R. Kai, in charge government leader. I also thank to Mr. V.D. Saunke sir, former chairman and present member of the Bar Council of Maharashtra and Goa. I thank to Mr. Amol Sawant sir, former vice chairman and member of the Bar Council of Maharashtra and Goa. I wish to extend my sincere thanks to senior advocates of the bar for their valuable presence. I also express my gratitude to the members of the bar for joining us. I also thank to all the lady advocates and junior lawyers who attended the function with a great majority. Last but not least, I sincerely extend my thanks to all the electronic and print media for attending today's function. Again, I thank all of you for joining us on this auspicious occasion, and this concludes today's function. Thank you.
Now I request all of you to please stand in order of national anthem, followed by Maharashtra state anthem. जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तब सिद्ध नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मागे गाये तब जय गाथा जनगण मंगल भारत जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे भारत माता की it will be followed by Maharashtra state anthem.
कृष्ण सूर्यना भद्रा भरी एकपणाचे भरती पाणी मातीच्या घागरी हिमकडीच्या तटालाया हिमकडीच्या तटालाया यमुनेचे पाणी भाला जय महाराष्ट्र माझा जय महाराष्ट्र माझा जय महाराष्ट्र माझा नामा तुझी मुली गडगडणाऱ्या नभा आसमानाच्या सुलतानीला जबाब देती जिभा सह्याद्रीचा सिंह गर्जतो सह्याद्रीचा सिंह गर्जतो शिवशंभूराजा दरी दरी तुन नाद गुंतला महाराष्ट्र माझा जय महाराष्ट्र माझा गर्जा महाराष्ट्र माझा छातीवरी कोरली अभिमानाची लेणी फुलादी मनगटे खेळती खेळ जीव घेती दारिद्र्याच्या उन्हात शिजला निधळाच्या घामाने भिजला देश गौरवासाठी झिजला देश गौरवासाठी झिजला दिल्लीचे रक्तराखी महाराष्ट्र माझा जय 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 महाराष्ट्र माझा.
Please note all the members of Bar Association arrangement of lunch is made at 8. Please join.